here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Okay. I'm really starting to get worried. I don't want to lose my tail. I know this whole Mandela thing is terrible. I've never had a tail until now. Just look at Curious George. He looks ridiculous without a tail. My tail is even worse. It looks like something you'd see on a lizard. It's really crazy. They can't even spell Looney Tunes right.
Where do you get these comics from?
Well, I mean, at the hobble.com, I mean, it seems that they're making these now. This is the second one I've seen.
Yeah, me too. I saw the first one. That's freaking great.
wow. That's good residue.
Well, isn't it true that, like, Febreze, I didn't really catch all that stuff. I know that they were sort of trolling. They said that we need more E's or something like that. Is that true? That it came out like April Fool's Day or something?
Right, that is correct. It came out for April Fool's.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I think they know about the effect, guys, because, I mean, based off what I'm seeing with the show The Leftovers, and it seems like we're seeing a lot of shows out there like that, similar to The Leftovers, but it seems like they are, definitely putting a lot of Mandela hidden ideas in at least the show. So, yeah, if I urge everybody, if you can, check out that show. It's on, I know that, I think Amazon Prime has it. I'm not sure they're charging for it yet, but I know they do have it, and it's on HBO. So, yeah, give that a look. And
what's the name of it?
It's called The Leftovers.
The Leftovers, okay.
It's kind of about people that just sort of disappear one day, and nobody understands why. It's very similar to The Rapture.
Hey, you can go ahead and take me off there so everyone else is rolling on the cameras.
Okay.
So Story in the chat asked me to Google logos definition. And what comes up when you Google logos is the word of God or principle of divine reason and creative order, identified in the Gospel of John with the second person of the Trinity incarnate in Jesus Christ. So it's interesting that logos are something in our reality that are changing, and we talk often about the logos.
Wow.
Yeah, that is interesting, and they used to tell us about the signs of the times. Back when Nostradamus and his predictions were being brought about. You remember back in the early 2000s, we thought the world was going to end in 2012. And then some people had this theory that we did die. Maybe we did die. Have you guys heard about those at all on YouTube circulating?
Yeah, in fact, that's the show that I did on my channel last night with SMQ. He was on last night.
Mm-hmm.
And the death effect could very well be the Mandela effect, in my opinion. And I mean, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying we all died. I'm not saying we died, individually. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely something at this point you have to consider. I mean, I would say you should consider because, well, we got different geography. We've got different anatomy. We're seeing these people that had died. We remember dying in a former reality, and now they're here in this reality alive. I mean, it's all been in somehow, some way linked back to death. A lot of it has. Not all of it, but a lot of it has.
Yeah, and I know it's strange, and this may hit a lot of people, but what if, I mean, we're all part of some book that somebody's writing? I mean, what if we're all characters in a book, for all we know? I mean, if anything, God wrote the story, right? I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
Taylor Matthews wanted me to mention about Hillshire Farms. You guys try to Google, you can't find Hillshire Farms anywhere.
What?
Yeah, Hillshire Farms. Google it.
Hillshire Farms doesn't exist anymore?
No.
Oh,
that's not true.
That's getting too weird if that's true.
It's Hillshire Farm in this reality.
Oh, Hillshire Farm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, farm. Okay. But still, that's pretty crazy.
The S is gone.
Yeah, and I have...
They are taking the S's, you guys.
They're taking the S's. What's that guy?
And they're cutting the T's.
What's that guy?
His name is Miss Iman 31.
Missy Ma 31.
Yes.
I love that guy.
That guy's so funny. He's like, man, they're taking all the S's, man.
I love him, man. He's not afraid to come out and spread the word.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, anybody in the chat room? I've been waiting for, I believe there's 2 New Door albums that after Jim Morrison died. One of them is Full Circle. And, really? I did a video about it. It's on my channel.
I saw that one,
I love new music. I love new music from the other dimension coming in. I love that bleeding through, especially from awesome artists. Hey, and I've just been waiting for something from Depeche Mode or The Cure to bleed through from the other timeline. I'm wondering if you guys out there, I looked at Depeche Mode. Unfortunately, nothing, because I'm a big Depeche Mode Cure fan. But what about, I'm just looking at their discography right now, and I'm like wondering if you guys, you Cure fans out there, do you remember an album called The Top? Because I'm looking at these songs, other than the Caterpillar, I'm seeing songs here, and I mean the Caterpillar I remember, but I'm seeing Shake Dog Shake. These are the songs. Bird, Mad Girl, Wailing Wall, Give Me It, Dressing Up. The Caterpillar I remember, but then I've got Piggy in the Mirror, The Empty World, Banana Fish Bones, and The Top. This is looking new to me, but yet I'm a big Cure fan. I've never seen these songs ever, except for The Caterpillar. And this was released on April 30th, 1984. Am I wrong? Cure fans out there, am I wrong? Did I just happen to miss this?
I mean, I don't remember Cure being so fond of animals in their song titles.
Yeah.
It's like fish,
it's weird.
Pig.
I mean, this is 1984.
What did
I mean, this is like the heyday of them.
I'm surprised they didn't have a song title called Mandanimal.
Oh, I bet that would be a hit.
Chicken.
I mean, I could have missed it. It's possible. Like, I don't need to go Mandela on this, but I'm like, I just don't remember that album. And I was a huge Cure fan. I am a huge Cure fan.
So how many people in your daily lives use, like when something happens and it's kind of weird and you have a disagreement with somebody around you, like you just go, uh-oh, man, Mandela, you know? I blame it on Mandela a lot. Yeah. I lose my keys. I'm like, Mandela. You know?
Well, yeah.
I love the Love Cats. No, I love the Love Cats. The Love Cats song is awesome, right, Maui? Yeah, she likes that song.
Well, speaking of songs, guys, you guys heard that one by Jewel, right? I did a video a little while back about the Jewel one, about Who Will Save Your Soul.
Yeah.
And now it's Souls.
Souls, yeah. I'm a Jewel karaoke singer. So that is my go-to.
Really?
Anytime Jewel. And it was Soul.
Yeah.
It was Soul.
Yeah, and it's up on the screen and everything. I'm sure next time I go to sing it, it'll say Soul.
Oh.
Life.
Got an angry cat there.
Cat is pissed.
He doesn't like that either. He doesn't like that part about them changing that song.
There's nothing worse than angry pussy. Sorry.
Oh, you went there.
I did.
Hey, let's talk about the Statue of Liberty, because I know that's a big issue, guys.
Oh, let's talk about our girl, Lady Liberty. Oh yeah.
So who here remembers Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island, and who remembers it the way it is on Liberty Island?
My hands up for Ellis Island.
Ellis. Now, hey, I got a question for you. I haven't researched this part of it, but I heard somebody saying that there are pictures out there where people are like, and I need to research this. It sounds so good and really juicy info. But there's people saying, standing in front of the Statue of Liberty, and they're literally standing there. There's nothing behind them.
That was me. No,
Was
that,
that you?
I was looking at the residue, and there's like so and so with Statue of Liberty in background, underneath the photo, the caption, and then like it's just a picture of like maybe a couple kids with the the crown hats, the Statue of Liberty crown hats on them, and yet where you would actually imagine in the old timeline where the Statue of Liberty was closer to Manhattan, it's empty back there. It's Twilight Zone, big time Twilight Zone. It's totally the statue disappeared from the photograph, and there's many of these.
Wow.
And where do you find them? You find them on Facebook.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just go through and you search for people's photos of Statue of Liberty, and you can look at the time. You can go back and go from 2004, and you can search year by year from 2004 forward, and you can actually find these photos where you can. It's clear to me when I've been looking at these that there was a Statue of Liberty at one time, and it is the Twilight Zone. It has disappeared from view in the background.
Okay, that is crazy. And
wow.
I mean, in the chat room, it is unanimous. Ellis, man. I mean, wow. The Ellis is one. Yeah, it was. Everybody remembers.
And Statue of Liberty did not look like a man.
No, you're wrong. Statue of Liberty has always looked like a dude in drag. I've always said that.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
All right.
I always thought. Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, maybe from afar,
Well, some people say that the feet were together and not together. I mean, I'm not sure if they were together now or not. Maybe they're together now, but someone was saying they weren't together. I don't know.
Well, actually, here's the thing. I remember everyone. Here's what Fiverr and I were looking at. The book. Some people remember it being close to her breast, and not so far down on her hip. The tablet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She was clutching it.
She's it's down. Now she looks like a waitress or something. Like, hey, can I take your order? It's kind of weird.
She got lazy. I mean, she's been holding that book up for so long. I mean, give her a break.
That McDonald's and stuff.
That's funny. Someone in the chat room says, Earth Daughter in the chat room says, she has always had the face of Elvis, Life Matrix. I have to say, Lady Liberty does kind of look like Elvis.
She kind of, good point.
Wow.
Eric.
Well, her torch is. Did you see?
Bad party.
Yeah, you talking about Mandela Effect's video? Yes.
Yeah, with the torch.
He said the torch changed.
Like,
I'm sorry. Yeah, he said the torch changed.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, the torch looks weird now. Yeah, the torch does look a little strange. I've had so many people tell me when I made that video, they said they remember going up in the torch. They remember talking about a spiral staircase to the torch. And I would say this about Statue of Liberty. For me, she looks a little squatty. Like Christ the Redeemer obviously has grown enormously large. And by the way, listen to this. So there's this dude, he was on Coast to Coast, and I can't remember the guy's name because they didn't announce, they said his name, I don't remember. But anyway, this guy was on Coast to Coast interviewing, George Norrie was interviewing him, and he was talking about the video I put out with Christ the Redeemer, okay? Talking about how it changed in size. And he is he's a Bible theologian and scholar, and he is 100% sure that happened. And to me, it looks also like the Statue of Liberty is smaller than the Statue of Liberty I remember. I thought she was much taller. Anyway, maybe I've got that weird, I probably have that syndrome, man. I probably have what is that?
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland
yes.
syndrome. My goodness. I'm seeing things bigger and smaller. I don't.
We're not all mad here, right?
Right. Oh man, what's up?
Hey, I've got a screen share for you related to Statue of Liberty.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Stand by. Are you ready to present?
I am ready to present.
All right, presenting. Don't get me bald.
I'm not balling you, man.
Okay, bro.
Oh, wow.
So what we're looking at is Breakfast in America by Supertramp, right?
It's not coming in yet, bro. I don't see it yet.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on a second then.
I do have you. Yeah, you are presenting.
Okay, here we go.
All
right, here we go. So,
bam.
Supertramp. Okay, Breakfast in America, you guys. I remember, I was around the 80s. This was representative of where the Statue of Liberty was. It was right there in the Bay of Manhattan.
Look at that.
Right in the corner, of like right at the point. And there's the Twin Towers in the background, which is interesting, right? But yeah, that's where the Statue of Liberty was. Do you think Supertramp would get this wrong?
Oh, well, Supertramp's artist might get it wrong.
Yeah,
no, seriously, that is great. Let me just say, for those of you out there listening, let me tell you what's going on here. Right now, there's a debate as to where the towers are, or where they're supposed to be in relation to right here on the part of Manhattan here. A lot of people say that there's buildings in front of them, but we're finding a lot of evidence where they were actually being built, and there was nothing in front of them. In fact, everything you see right there was built up. Angela, what's the name of that place?
Yeah, go ahead and
it's called Battery Park.
Battery Park was a built area for Manhattan, and not only is it kind of insane, because the story is that they took all the dirt from the subways and from the World Trade Center towers when they dug them out for the parking garage, they just dumped it in the water, right? And so apparently all this stuff built up, right? And they put sand on top of it, and they went ahead and they went ahead and started putting buildings, streets, and everything else, and built what they call Battery Park.
Right, and I wish I could find that. I'm looking right now. You can stop on my screen share here.
Okay.
I'm actually looking for what we came across the other day. How do I get out of this? Okay, cool. I'm trying to find those photos. I mean, this is something that's ongoing between Angela, Scarab, and myself. We are looking at this because it seems there might be a lapse of reality where when the Twin Towers were on the water and when they were not, these barges. You probably could explain it better than I can, Scarab.
Yeah, well, from the pictures of the building of the Twin Towers, interestingly enough, the Twin Towers were the construction started in like 1966. Okay, but the photographs to me look a lot older. That's kind of weird. Now, when we look at the construction, like I said, the construction is literally right on the water. There's a street, and then you see the bay. And then later on, they built Battery Park, and then they put the buildings there. So it's just really odd to us, because when we look at how they built Battery Park, one thing we don't see is a lot of history or any type of documentary where they talk about this incredible engineering feat of dumping all this dirt out into the water and then building it back up and literally creating another portion of Manhattan. And it's interesting to us because it seems like it's a Mandela-related situation where, I don't know, in one reality, the Twin Towers were built right on the water, and then later on, they had to build Battery Park in order for it to look like this reality. I don't know.
Okay, bring me back up here, Scarab.
Okay, bro. Hold on.
You get a chance.
All righty. Give me a sec here. All right. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so here we are. Okay. Now, I don't ever remember seeing pictures of the Twin Towers ever on the freaking water like this. Even like when I was researching 9/11, I don't remember this. I don't remember when this was the case. And apparently in this reality, these barges were built up to have space for these enormous buildings that are now in the reality.
Skyscrapers, I believe, 35 to 38 of them.
Oh my God. And so
35.
35.
Oh wow. And so here it is now. I mean, that's an incredible engineering feat. And here are the Twin Towers again. Okay, they're being built here. And yet there's no history of, this incredible engineering feat of where that, that they
Why isn't it on Modern Marvels? You got 35 skyscrapers sitting there, 35 of them, and yet Modern Marvels never talked about this amazing engineering feat.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, if you go onto Wikipedia to Battery Park City, it just nonchalantly mentions this. It's just dug out with remnants from
we just dumped the material overboard.
From the subway, and a little from this building, and a little from that one. And it's just so nonchalant.
Something's weird about this, man. I mean, I've been telling both you guys that there's still something about this. And how about this photo? What is this?
That to me almost looks like the first plane. Almost. We talked about this. When you see this photograph, now that's supposedly a cloud, but I got to tell you, I don't think so. It looks like something on fire. So what we did was we went back and looked to see if there was any a fire or anything inside these buildings prior to them opening, and I couldn't find any information on it.
Yeah, and this is weird. I mean, this is like during the building of these buildings, and look how like crazy that looks. That looks like, it looks like 9/11.
It does look like 9/11. I would say that the first plane, I think Angela and I talked about this, the first plane would have hit lower, kind of between, see that first white line coming down off of that building?
Yeah.
Okay, so think about the midway point, and that's where the first plane would have hit.
Well, if the planes really did hit the building.
If planes even hit the building.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm a no-planer. But okay, so here it is now. Okay, this is how it looks, it looked prior to the destruction, right? Well, how did we go from this and not have any history, no modern marvels, not have any, how do you put so many skyscrapers on a sand barge, or however the heck they do it? Like how do you, I mean, I'd like to know if I'm missing something.
Well,
you guys clue me in, because I don't.
What's crazy is just the history of how it's actually built is not there. That's what's interesting to me. It's like no one's really made a documentary about this or anything. It's a huge engineering task. Now, what they would have done, as an engineer myself, what they would have done is they would have came out and they would have had go down to bedrock and put in some large piers for every one of those buildings so that they were reinforced. There's no way they would have just built them right on top of that sandbar. So everything would have to be piered. However, it's not like they couldn't have done it. What is just amazing to me is the fact that there's really nothing ever talked about. Like forget the Twin Towers and that feat. That's nothing. What they did with Battery Park is the incredible thing. That's the engineering feat.
Yeah, I mean, and so far, if you guys find anything online of the building of these buildings in front of the Twin Towers, the building of these barges, whatever it is that these things, all these incredible buildings are sitting on, how did we go from this to this? Like, really, how did that happen?
I got to tell you, man, honestly, when I look at that picture of those towers being more in the city like that, it seems like on 9/11 that the buildings were more toward the water line, like they were closer. Doesn't that seem right to you? Am I crazy? I don't know. I kind of remember the buildings.
Well, I mean, we are all mad here, but other than that,
yeah. Well, and they look like they're tucked in nicely around those buildings right there. I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I mean, this is how I remember it on 9/11, and that would be the timeline. But the main thing there seems to be a hole in reality going from this to this.
Right.
And I mean, that's what we keep talking about. Like, where's the history of this incredible engineering feat? Where's the documentary? I'd like to see pictures of those buildings in front of the Twin Towers next to the water line being built. How did they do this? I mean, how did they do this? I mean, you were explaining how would they do it?
Well, I was explaining, you would have to definitely. I mean, I did see there is a picture out there where it shows where all of that right there, that picture right there. Okay, that picture right there shows, if you look at it in front, well, there's an area actually they built more area up. Now, that whole area was a big, like a sandy beach, and there's a picture with like almost looks like about, I don't know, I would say 100,000 people, like literally like playing around on that beach. If you can find that picture, that is crazy to me. So it's like for a while it was just like a sandy beachy area, and then eventually somebody decided, no, we're gonna go ahead and put
there you go, look there. See
they're building it some more. Right, there you go.
Right
now this is where the Twin Towers are built. So now let me ask you a question. Here's the important thing to ask. If you took all the sand and everything from the Twin Towers and from the subways, and that's where you got it all, okay, to build that one part, to the right of that was not there. Where did you get all of that? I guess they must have trucked in a lot of dirt You know, I mean, where did all that come from?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's probably not an effect. We've talked about it, but it still feels like there's a lapse of history going from this to the buildings being there. I don't know. It's just weird.
What's weird is the Battery Park was built. I just think that it's strange that nobody has really talked about the building of Battery Park and this engineering feat. I think that is the Mandela Effect in itself.
Are we sure of that? Have we searched it under Battery Park?
Yeah, well, we have, and that's the thing. They don't really go into detail about, you know, like Angela mentioned. You know, they talk about how they threw the dirt overboard, how they sunk old ships. I mean, all these weird things like to create like I guess like a base to build this like floating area where you could actually put extra buildings and make it attached to Manhattan. I mean, you got roads, you got everything here now, and so I don't know. I mean, it's insane to me because I don't know. I look at these pictures and it's just like, wow, who knew? I never knew that this existed like this as they were building the building. So weird.
That's the thing. See, that's for me too. I've never have seen these freaking buildings this close to a water line. Any of the research I did during 9/11, you know, like after 9/11, we all did some research of 9/11. I never, ever, ever saw this.
Yeah, that's incredible, and I think that's the big key is to figure out if we can find anywhere. And I just think Modern Marvels are one of those channels would have done something about this engineering feat, and I don't believe they did. At least I haven't seen it.
And so this really enforces my case that we were living in a Lego playground.
I hope you're not talking about those. Is it the small Legos?
Oh, you mean
the big ones?
It must be really large Legos, very complicated Legos. Yeah, I mean, we're somebody's play set. Come on, you guys. Let's just call it what it is. We're somebody's play set.
You mean how people
what do you say about this, Brian? What do you think about what's going on here, buddy?
I don't know. I mean, it is really a spectacle. Like when you go to New York and you actually see these images. These
go back to that image real quick. Life, go back there. Go back.
That's a good picture.
Wow. So those buildings are completed and done, and there's nothing really in front of them except the water. Look at that.
Right. I've never seen these photos before until recently.
Never. That is incredible.
Well, what is this?
And I did my time researching all this, as a lot of us did. I never saw the towers in the water ever.
Okay. Back to the album cover. When did that album cover come out?
Supertramp. That was in the 80s. I don't know the exact date.
Can you go back? Can you go back to that photo?
Breakfast in America. Let's see. 1 second here. Okay, we're doing the mirrored thing here.
That was some fantastic residue.
Let's see. Make sure we don't have anything else here. We're not going to miss here. Okay, I think that was the last one.
We always try to strive for the best Mandela broadcast.
Have you guys, I want to point out, have you guys noticed all the predictive programming going on, though, with 9/11? You guys seen from The Simpsons to Back to the Future, just about every movie and TV show has, in some sort, has shown 9/11 to us prior to it happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw the one with the, was it Family Guy or the Simpsons? Simpsons, I think.
Simpsons, yeah.
With Trump winning the election and all that.
Okay, 1979, you guys. Breakfast in America is 1979.
Okay. Well.
Gosh, wow.
Interesting. I would say that I know that Battery Park was, they can. Okay, so here's the timeline. So the buildings, if I recall, started in '66. I believe they finished the towers in like 1973-ish. If I'm not mistaken. And then from that point on, they were still, obviously you can see they're completed, and Battery Park there's nothing really there. But in this photograph, look, where are the sand barges?
Right. And maybe it was just too much to like lay down some kind of like thing that was related to a diner to make sand barges there. But look, the towers are on the water there. And that is how that is how I remember them on this album. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, by the way, look where she's holding this.
She's trying to act like the Statue of Liberty. Good point.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.